Welcome everyone to Bristol, Tennessee, here at the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. And tonight it is the second round of the SCSRA National Series playoffs here on Intensity Broadcasting. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atlee Atman. I'm excited to call all the action here with the Volunteer 60. Right now we are practicing Devin Buccino on the top of the board, and we have a lot of playoff action on the line here tonight. We're going to go ahead and put up your current playoff standings. Now, last race at Talladega, it was the first cutoff race, and we unfortunately lost 3 of our 9 drivers, and those 3 were Joe Wright, Dave Wright, and Jeffrey Belt. So those 3 are no longer in championship contention for the rest of this season. So now we have 6 drivers still ready to continue to compete for this championship. We see currently leading the standings with 20 bonus points, it is Cody Moore. Second place, it's Will Witt with 10 bonus points. Third is Todd Mays with 5 bonus points, and Colin Willems has 5 bonus points. And then 5th and 6th, it is Josh Hall and Eddie Morris. They are currently riding on 0 bonus points, and right now the gap between Josh Hall and Cody Moore is 20 points. So it is still anybody's game for the championship, but for some of those drivers in the back portion of the standings, Josh Hall, Eddie Morris, Colin Williams, a win would certainly be nice here tonight at Bristol. Now, last week, like I said, we were at Talladega, and we saw Todd Mays. He ended up getting his first win of the season. He didn't lead that many laps. He only led 3, but he led the one that counted, which was that last lap. He did start on the pole, but he really didn't run in the lead for a lot of that race. We saw Will Witt. He ended up taking that second place spot. Derek Chaput ended up finishing 3rd. Eddie Morris 4th, and then rounding at your top 5, it was Cody Moore. The driver who led the most laps was Colin Willems, who led at 29, but he ended up finishing in the 7th place spot. We also got to continue to watch out for the team standings. YXU Racing continues to lead the team standings. They have won 7 of the 12 races, a little bit over 50%. Then we see in second, about 1,000 points behind them, it is Intensity Racing Team, still looking for their first win of the season. Third, it is the Mays Mafia Racing, who got their first win of the season last week at Talladega. Fourth is Cyclone Racing, and then rounding out your top 5, it is Neon Racing. 2 pedals, 1 clutch. DBC currently runs in 6th and 7th in the team standings. So here we go, practice wrapping up. We are getting set for qualifying. And if you watched earlier in the broadcast as the stream was getting ready, you may have seen the poster that was made by our very own Josh Hall. That kind of highlights the rivalry that we are going to be seeing tonight between YXU Racing, which consists of tonight Brian Nudie, Cody Moore, Colin Willems, Nicholas Trader, and Will Witt. And then the Wright brothers, Dave Wright and Joe Wright. YXU and the Wright brothers had a little bit of a feud last week at Talladega, and we're looking to see if it'll carry on over tonight to Bristol. Qualifying is underway. Drivers will get 2 laps to try to set their best possible lap time. Heading out onto the track first is the number 4 machine of Craig Schroeder. Craig Schroeder has not gotten a top 10 this season. Looking to change that here tonight at Bristol. Maybe even looking to win and try to place spoiler. We also have Michael Provel in the 95 machine. First lap for Schroeder. That is a 15.46. We see Provolt bests him with a 15.43. That'll put him about 200ths faster. Then we see Cody Moore to the top of the board with a 15.16. That will put him about 2/10 ahead of second place Craig Schroeder. There is Nicholas Trader. He is able to get to second on the board with a 15.20. He has competed in 2 races this season. 1 out of the 2 he won. The other one was last week at Talladega, where he was involved in some controversy. You got Joe Wright in the 82 on track right now. Joe Wright crosses the start-finish line, and he does not improve. Looks like actually Joe Wright has completed both of his required lap times. He is staying after just to get a little bit of extra practice time. I know Joe Wright did miss majority of practice, so he's going to need all the practice time he can get, especially with how tricky of a track Bristol Motor Speedway is. There's Devin Bucciano leaving the pits, and that number 68 machine. The Season 1 SCSRA Truck Series champion. Looking to try to get 2 in a row, as he is also in contention for the Truck Series championship this season. Will Witt, he is able to get to second with a 15.18. That will put him 0.06 behind first place Cody Moore. Looking to maybe see a YXU 1-2-3. Joe Wright continues to turn laps, and look at this! Brett Merle to second with a 15.17. Brett Merle had a very, very rough first half of the season, but as soon as the playoffs started, he has been on a roll, looking to have another good top 10 run here tonight at Bristol. Maybe even a chance at the win. There's last week's winner, Todd Mays, getting loose off of turn number 4. I know he's happy to be running here tonight, as Bristol Motor Speedway is in his home state of Tennessee. Todd Mays from Soddy Daisy, Tennessee. And his pit board is the UT logo. There, you can see it right there. You see Devin Bucciano just sitting on pit road. I believe his qualifying run is done. I don't know what he is doing. Dave Wright exits the pits in the number 84 machine. Last week at Talladega, after a very, very rough race, he was eliminated from championship contention. He is looking to try to play spoiler here tonight. See if he can get it done. Gets into the outside wall a little bit on lap number 1. Now remember, keep in mind, if you're trying to search for where all of our playoff drivers are at, their names are in a neon green font, as you can see with Cody Moore, Will Witt, Colin Willems, and Todd Mays. Same thing goes for if we have the ticker on the screen. If they have a green, neon green box around their name, that means they are a playoff driver. So we see Dave Wright, not a very good qualifying run. He gets to 17th. Almost 0.6 off leader Cody Moore. There he is, making his triumphant return. It is Logan Hagerman in the number 7 machine. This is his first race back in a little bit. We also have Eddie Morris on track in the number 8 machine. He is also happy to be running here tonight, as Bristol is also in Eddie's home state of Tennessee. Eddie, as you can see, is from Sevierville, Tennessee. Logan Hagerman on his first lap, able to get to 6th. Then he is overtaken by Kyle Mays, who is able to get to 6th with a 15.20. Kyle Mays about 0.08 off of first place Cody Moore. Top 10 all pretty much separated by a tenth or less. This is going to be a very, very close race tonight. We see Dave Wright practicing his pit stop, heading into the pits. We may see some green flag pit stops tonight. I don't know, though. We're under the lights at a short track. I think we're going to see a lot more beating, banging, cautions than usual. We may have to use that Marco's Pizza wreckage rewind a lot. There is Blake Hensley out on track right now in that number 31 machine. This is Blake Hensley's first race back in quite some time. He's got one top 10 this season, looking to try to get his first top 5 here tonight. He's able to get to 4th with a 15.18. That'll put him in 4th. So look at this. 2 drivers making their triumphant returns will be starting in 3rd and 4th here tonight. Speaking of triumphant return, he has not raced in a single race this season until now. The number 2, the Happy Company machine of Isaiah Gill, has 4 tires back on the racing surface. Fan favorite Isaiah Gill taking his first qualifying laps in our new season. What will he run on his first lap? He gets to 5th with a 15.18. That will put him 500ths behind first place Cody Moore. Now officially, the top 10 is all separated by less than a tenth, and Isaiah Gill spins on his second qualifying lap, so that will put him in now the 5th spot. Dayton Weiss on Facebook says, what the what? Hagerman, Gill, Blink, making SCSRA great again. I completely agree. This is definitely the best field of drivers we have seen all season long. I know a lot of people are happy about the return of Isaiah Gill. Now, I do want to highlight some of the drivers we want to watch out for here tonight. Starting off, got to keep an eye out for your pole sitter, Cody Moore. He won the Martinsville race this season, and last season he won at Richmond. Very, very good at short tracks. Cody Moore, one to watch out for here tonight. Another driver who isn't going to have the best starting position, starting in 13th still. Got to watch out for Brian Nudie in that number 40 machine. He won at Richmond earlier in our playoffs, playing spoiler. And, of course, you got to watch out for the fan favorite on these short tracks, Isaiah Gill. What better track to make his return on than at a short track? Last season, Isaiah Gill was up front at most of the short track races, including winning at the Martinsville race last season. So Isaiah Gill, definitely one to watch out for. But those are my 3 picks to win. Cody Moore, Brian Nudie, Isaiah Gill. Here we go. Here's a look at the starting lineup. Starting on the pole with a 15.118. It is YXU Racing's Cody Moore in the 52. Outside of him, it is the 11 of Brett Myrtle. Third, it is Intensity Racing Team's Logan Hagerman in the 7. Fourth, we have Blake Hensley. And then rounding out your top 5, Isaiah Gill in the 22. Now in 6th, we have YXU Racing's Will Witt, the 5th in the 35. 7th is Neon Racing's Devin Butchno in the 68. 8th, we have Nicholas Trader. 9th, it is the Maze Mafia's Kyle Mays. And then rounding out your top 10, it is Neon Racing's Brian Merle Jr. In 11th, it is Bobby Mays. 12th is Waxy Racing's Colin Williamson, the 17. In 13th, we have Brian Nudie, also representing YXU Racing. 14th is the Maze Mafia's Todd Mays, and last week's winner. 15th, Eddie Morris. 16th, we have Apex Racing's Craig Schroeder. 17th is Two Pedals, One Clutch's Michael Provolt. 18th, we have Intensity Broadcasting Zone, Josh Hall. 19th is Intensity Broadcasting Zone, Joe Wright. And then rounding out your top 20, Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. 21st, Two Pedals, One Clutch's Zachary Cox. 22nd, Dave Wright. Last but not least, it is the 19 of Brandon White. We see Dayton Lisa on Facebook. Which Wright brother goes full Noah Gregson tonight? I don't know. It seemed like Dave was the most mad out of the two. So I think if there would be one driver to do it, it will be Dave. And I hope to be able to get the replay if it does happen. Maria Bodner-Madsen says, get it done. Brian and Brett. Let's see. Brett Merle starting outside pole here tonight. Great qualifying run for that, number 11, and Brian Merle Jr. also starting in the top 10 in that 10th place spot. Both Merle brothers looking to have a great race here tonight. Brett is my pick to win. That's not a bad pick. If he would win, Brett would be getting his first win of the season. That's right, Devin. It's Bristol, baby. The last great Coliseum. Some of the greatest moments in NASCAR and SCSRA history have been at this track. Produces fantastic racing. Actually, I believe the SCSRA Xfinity Series has never raced here. So this is a first time for this series. I don't know if they had it in the Truck Series, but they have never ran here in this Xfinity Series. Here we go. Green flag is out here at Bristol Motor Speedway. The Volunteer 60 is underway. There we see Cody Moore taking off as we head into 1 and 2. Brett Merle on the outside. This is a two-groove racetrack here at Bristol. You will see some drivers on the bottom, some drivers on the top. We'll see where Brett Merle goes as he is trying to set his sights on your first-place driver. Cody Moore gets a great run through turns 1 and 2. Great corner exit speed for that number 11 machine. Continues to reel him in right up to that back bumper. Brett Merle is there for the lead. He looks low as we head into turns 1 and 2, side by side. Brett with the nose coming off of turn number 2. We see Cody Moore fighting back on that outside. Back and forth, and the first caution of the race is out. Let's take a look at what exactly happened here with the Marco's Pizza Wreckage Rewind. If you are ever considering getting some pizza, Marco's Pizza is certainly the way to go. So make sure to go visit your local Marco's Pizza and get yourself some pizza. Here's a look at what happened. We see Brian Nudie on that bottom. Ooh, looks like he comes up into Bobby Mays. I guess he might have thought that he had a little bit more room than he did. And goes down on that apron. Somehow Josh Hall just gets loose. Or no, he may have gotten some help from Provolt. No, Josh Hall just self-spins as we head into turns 1 and 2. He may have slammed on his brakes to try to avoid running into the back of Schroeder. And Provolt just has nowhere to go. T-bones the left rear of Josh Hall. We see Zachary Cox getting involved. Dave Wright runs into his teammate. I don't know about the Brian Nudi situation. It shouldn't have been like that. If you look, the two never really made contact, so it may have been a little bit of netcode. Yeah. So that's unfortunate there for Brian Nudi. We see Josh Hall, Zachary Cox, Provolt, Wright, all of them had to come into the pits. Hall and Cox are in the pits again. Look at that nose of Josh Hall completely off that thing. Not a great start for both Cox and Hall. See Maria Bodnar-Madsen says, great job, B. Yeah, Brett Merle was looking to take that lead away from Cody Moore. Unfortunately, the caution came out right before he could get by that 52, but Brett Merle definitely one of the drivers to watch out for here tonight. But not a great start for one of my picks to win, Brian Nudi. I'm interested to watch that 40 machine work his way back up to the field here on this next restart. We are getting ready to go back green here. Cody Moore will elect to restart on the outside, so that will mean Brett Merle will restart inside, and then behind them it is Blake Hensley and Will Witt. Will Witt starting directly behind his teammate. Here we go. Cody Moore will control the restart. Green flag back out here at Bristol. There we see Cody taking off side by side for second between Will Witt and Brett Merle. That is exactly why Will Witt needed to start on that outside, as he started right behind the control car, but he almost gets into the back of Brett Merle. And once again, we see Brett Merle now setting his sights on your first place driver, Cody Moore. Good run coming off of turn number 2. Tracking him down bit by bit, right up to his back bumper, looking to try to make a move. We see Brett Merle gives him a little love tap, maybe looking to try to send him up the track. We see Will Witt there as well, so is Blake Hensley. You could throw a blanket over your top 4 right now. Brett Merle looking to the inside. He's able to get to the rear quarter panel of Moore, the door, but then he falls back behind. Brett Merle again getting really, really close to that rear quarter panel, but right now it seems like the outside is the way to be. We see Cody Moore tries to throw a block, but Merle peaks down low again, side by side. Brett Merle with the nose coming off of turn number 2. Moore fights back on the outside, though. Like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Bristol is a 2-groove racetrack, so these two might be side by side for laps here. Cody Moore fights back on the outside. He is able to get back clear of Brett Merle, but I don't believe we have seen the end of that number 11. Falling off a little bit, and another yellow flag is out. We will see exactly what happened here with the Marco's Pizza Wreckage Rewind. And uh-oh, looks like Brian Merle Jr. got into some trouble. Here he is side by side with Isaiah Gill. And just gets loose on his own on that outside. I guess when he got back into the gas, it just wanted to send the car around. We see Butcherno, Hagerman getting some contact. Man. Hate to see it for Brian Merle Jr. We see Todd Mays, Michael Provolt coming into the pits now. We are back under caution here at Bristol. We see Cassie Williams says we will be at Bristol in September. Can't wait. Go Colin. Colin Williams having a great run good top 10 run. He currently sits in that 6th place spot, looking to try to get up there into the top 10, or top 5, excuse me. And yeah, Bristol is a great experience, a great track to go to. I went there in 2016, and it is being in a big coliseum. It's absolutely incredible. You can see the entire track so well. Unfortunately, about 60 laps into the race, it started to rain, and we ended up not being able to see the rest of the race. We ended up having to watch it on TV, but still, those 60 laps were absolutely incredible. So definitely recommend going to Bristol. Y'all are going to have a fun time for sure. It's pretty much like sitting in the grandstands above a gigantic bowl with marbles rolling all around it. That's the best way that I can describe it. Got Joe Wright in the pits. Looks like gas and go and maybe getting some damage fixed for Joe. We'll say that is a very, very long car ride or plane ride from Canada to Bristol. It'll definitely be worth it, though, for sure. We are getting ready to go back green here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Cody Moore restarts on the outside. Brett Merle will restart below him. Then it is Blake Hensley and Will Witt. Now, especially watch out for that 31 of Hensley here on this next restart, as he is restarting directly behind the control car. Looking to try to get a good jump just like Will Witt did. There we go. Green flag is back out there. We see Cody Moore taking off, and Blake Hensley right on the back bumper of Brett Merle. Gets into his back bumper a little bit, giving a little bit of a love tap, maybe trying to get him loose and move him up the track. But here comes Blake Hensley trying to get that second place spot. He was able to get by Isaiah Gill for third, or no, excuse me, that was Logan Hagerman. And Brett Merle once again trying to get under Cody Moore for that first place spot, but Cody Moore able to get back by on the outside. Once again, Hensley gives Brett Merle the bumper, and Blake Hensley last time by actually ran the fastest lap time of the race so far with a 15.23. I believe these tires are just now coming in for these drivers. This is the perfect time to make moves, as these tires wear, the car will get harder and harder and harder to drive. You could throw a blanket over the top three right now. We've got Cody Moore, Brett Merle, Blake Hensley all in close proximity of each other, and Brett Merle under a lot of pressure because he's not only trying to play offense, but he's also trying to play defense as well, and that can kind of be distracting because you're not only trying to look in front of you, but you're also looking in that rear view mirror. But you don't want to mirror drive because then you lose track of what's going on in front of you. You miss your marks and you fall behind. And once again, we see Brett Merle able to get under Cody Moore for the first place spot. He is to that rear quarter panel, side by side now between Hensley and Brett Merle. Looks like Hensley looking to try to follow behind Cody Moore. He is able to get clear. Blake Hensley now to second, and Brett Merle falls to third. Now Blake Hensley will be setting his sights on your leader, Cody Moore. Can he get up there? Blake Hensley right now, what he's doing is he's kind of studying what Cody Moore is doing, where he's braking, where he's lifting, where he's getting back into the gas, and He's got to try to use that to advantage. Maybe if Cody Moore is getting back into the gas in a certain spot, Blake Hensley needs to figure out how to get into the gas a little bit earlier, whether it's adjusting where he's initially lifting or his line. All of that are factors that come into play. We do see Blake Hensley falls behind a little bit. Brett Myrtle coming up on him. He's able to get to around the rear quarter panel of that second place machine. He falls off him a little bit. Now I do want to quickly talk about this incredible track here on iRacing. Now Bristol Motor Speedway bills itself as the world's fastest half mile, and despite straightaways being 200 yards long, it is a very fast racetrack. The secret is in the variable banking in the 300-yard wide open corners. You may not have much room to accelerate off one corner before shutting down for the next, but with steep banking up to 30 degrees, there's not much loss of speed when you get there. And the all-concrete racing surface provides great traction with 160,000 seats arrayed in grandstands all around the racing surface. Bristol looks more like a football stadium on steroids than a typical racetrack. Veteran drivers have described racing at this East Tennessee Speed Emporium as the equivalent of flying a fighter jet plane in a gymnasium. So it's not surprising that every NASCAR Cup Series race draws a massive crowd. Still, the best seat in the house is the one behind the wheel, but it's sure not a relaxing one with laps at racing speeds ticking by at barely more than 15 seconds. Oh, and the compact nature of the track means that the infield pits on both the front and rear straightaways, so the drivers have that added complication to deal with. And then at the conclusion of a 500-lap NASCAR Cup Series race, not a single car makes it back to the garage without at least a few bumps, scrapes, or other battle bruises, and the drivers aren't in much better shape. Opened for competition in 1961, Bristol Motor Speedway has had a number of remodeling over the years and several owners as well. It has been under its current name, Speedway Motorsports, that Bristol Motor Speedway has enjoyed its greatest period of growth. The track hosts all three of the NASCAR's National Series and the ARCA Menard Series, and in 2021, every single year it goes through as of 2021, it goes through a dirt makeover in the spring, and it has World of Outlaws events and Cup Series and Truck Series dirt events. So Bristol Motor Speedway, definitely one of the best short tracks here on iRacing, and caution is out. We will take a look at exactly what happened here. All right, here's a look at exactly what happened here. Colin Willems, Brett Myrtle running side by side. We see Myrtle tags the outside wall, and that sends him down the track into Willems, and this will clog up that front stretch. Will Witt gets involved. Nicholas Trader able to get through. Gill, Butchino able to get through, but that is especially unfortunate there for Colin Willems. A lot of the field currently on pit road. See who the first driver off is. That is Cody Moore. Then Brett Myrtle. Then Devin Butchino. Then Zachary Cox. Then Isaiah Gill. We see Colin Willems, Will Witt coming in now. We do see Eddie Morris currently stays out. He came in at around lap number 17, so he won't need to come in for another 20 laps. Now, why Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence didn't come in, that is the question that I'm not sure about. See David Booth on YouTube, he says, let's go Cody. Cody currently running in the 5th place spot, but he's got 4 drivers in front of him with older tires, so he should be able to get back up to the front pretty quickly. Dave Ruth on Facebook said, this race makes me want Marco's Pizza. Yeah, we have had to show the Marco's Pizza graphic a lot tonight with all the cautions that we have, and I don't think that caution will be our last here tonight. See, Maria Bodner Madsen says, let's go Brian, number 74. He currently sits in that third place spot, looking to have a good top 3 run here tonight. However, he is on 43 lap old tires compared to the rest of the field who is on freshies. So Brian Merle Jr. is going to really need to hold his own if he wants to stay up front in that top 3. So here we go, getting ready to go back green here. Eddie Morris is the control car. Will restart on the outside. Joe Wright below him. Joe Wright is his teammate. Then behind them it is Brian Merle Jr. and Cody Moore. Eddie Morris, if he wins, he will be locked in to the final 3. Well, Joe Wright, he is looking to play spoiler here tonight as he got eliminated in the last round. Green flag is back out here at Bristol Motor Speedway. There we see Eddie Morris taking off side by side for second. We see Joe Wright has the nose on the bottom. Big run on the top for Cody Moore. And he is able to get clear. Cody Moore to second now, and he sets his sights on your first place driver, Eddie Morris. Here comes Cody Moore. Has run up front for a lot of tonight's event. Came in, got some fresh tires, and now he is to the rear quarter panel of Eddie Morris as we head into turns 1 and 2. Continual side-by-side racing between these two. Eddie Morris with the nose on that outside. We see Cody Moore gets a good run, and he is able to get clear. Cody Moore to the first place position. We see Devin Butchinell, who is also on fresh tires. He is able to get to second and gets by Eddie Morris. We see Jarrett Wright on Facebook says, Devin Butchinell, let's go, buddy. Get the number 1 spot. Devin Butchinell currently runs in second, only 1 position away from that number 1 spot. So it isn't too unlikely for him to get up there to the front. He just got to get by Cody Moore, of course. These two have been battling it out all season long. Two of the biggest rivals in this series. I think this will be a great battle for the lead once Devin gets up there. Speaking of Devin, we got to give a shout out to Dev Sports Cards for their continual support of this series. Dev Sports Cards was established in 2013 by SCSRA driver and Neon Racing team owner Devin Butchino. Dev Sports Cards specializes in all your sports cards and gaming cards needs, from football, baseball, and basketball cards to Pokemon. Dev Sports Cards sells it all. On their eBay store, you can find a wide variety of items from high-end sports cards to their weekly 99-cent starting bid 7-day auctions. Don't have time to sell your own cards? Reach out to Devin and ask about his consignment services. Simply package them up, ship them out, and Devin will get them listed, sold, and then the best part, you get paid. Dev Sports Cards can be found on eBay with 4,000 plus positive feedback. You can also find them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And Dev Sports Cards is a proud sponsor of the SCSRA series and Intensity Broadcasting. So go support Dev Sports Cards by picking up some football, baseball, basketball, or Pokemon cards and helping support somebody who helps support our hobby. We see Devin Butchino right on the back bumper of Cody Moore for this lead. We see he takes it to the low side. Once again, looking to see what Cody's doing, where he's braking, where he's lifting, where he's getting back into the gas and trying to use that to his advantage. And another thing that Devin is waiting for is he's waiting for Cody to make a mistake. And here we go, lap traffic underway. We see they go by Josh Hall, and oh, right as I say that, caution flag is out. It's like Michael Provolt is in trouble. So here's a look at exactly what happened here. For Provolt, we see Brandon White gets loose in front of him. And he checks up. Looks like Bobby Mays does not and runs straight into the back of that 95, sending him around. I guess Bobby may have not seen Brandon White get a little bit squirrely. But that is certainly unfortunate there for Michael Provolt. See a few drivers in the pits. Eddie Morris, Colin Willems, Kyle Mays, Joe Wright, Will Witt, Dave Wright, Brian Myrtle Jr. all into the pits. They will be on fresh tires here on this next restart. And on this next restart, we're going to do a pump up the intensity restart where you'll be able to see the sights and hear the sounds of the racetrack. And you will truly see how this track is pretty much like flying a fighter jet in a gymnasium. Right now, here are my ones to watch here in tonight's event and where they are at currently on the track. Of course, watch out for your leader, Cody Moore. He has been fast all race long, always good at the short tracks. He won at Richmond last season, Martinsville this season. So keep your eye out for Brian Newt. He had a rough start early on, dropped to the back and had to work his way back up to the field, but he is currently up there in that 5th place spot, trying to bring home his 2nd win of the season. Of course, gotta watch out for 4th place driver Isaiah Gill in his triumphant return to the SCSRA National Series, looking to get the win in his first start back. So there you go. Those are my 3 picks to win tonight's event. We are getting ready to go back green here. Cody Moore will restart on the outside, Butchino on the inside. Behind them, it's Logan Hagerman on the bottom, Isaiah Gill on the top. Top 4, all drivers from different teams. So nobody's really going to be working together on this restart. Cody Moore is the control car, and green flag is back out here at Bristol. We are going to pump up that volume and pump up the intensity. And wow, while we were doing pump up the intensity, we got a great view of that caution. Looks like that was a big wreck, and we will see exactly what'll happen here with the Marco's Pizza wreckage rewind. So here's a look at exactly what happened. Eddie Morris comes up on Craig Schroeder. Or no, this actually happens in front of him. That's Blake Hensley. Looks like what happens... Those were like 3 separate incidents going on. This was the main one, though. We see Brian Nudie. We see Brett Myrtle gets into the outside wall. Comes straight down into Brian Nudie. Brian Nudie hard. Oh, no, he does not hit the inside safer barrier. You see Brian Nudie drifts back up the track. Right in front of the field. Todd Mays nowhere to go. Brandon White goes around. Colin Willems gets involved. Kyle Mays getting some damage. Hate to see it there. A lot of fast drivers get involved in that one. See currently Nicholas Trader, Zachary Cox, Michael Provolt on pit road. Right now, currently, as we are on under caution, Cody Moore runs in first, Devin Butchino second, Isaiah Gill third, Logan Hagerman fourth, Blake Hensley runs in fifth. Blake Hensley barely got through all that most recent incident. He was right in the mix of that. Good thing he got through. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in and watched so far tonight. Make sure to hit that like button on Facebook and YouTube as it helps with the algorithm and helps recommend us to more people, and it helps give exposure to the drivers, the sponsors, the league, and it helps support us. And just thank you for taking your time out of your night to come tune in and watch some awesome racing. I know it is the week after 4th of July, so some people are traveling, but thank you to everyone who did tune in tonight. This has been a great race so far. I don't think that will change. We're going to try another pump up the intensity restart. Green flag is back out. We will pump up the intensity once again. That is pump up the intensity. Hopefully you enjoyed us turn up the volume. As you can see, this track is exactly how some famous NASCAR drivers has described it, and that is driving a fighter jet in a gymnasium. Not a lot of room for error. As you can see, we watch this battle for the lead. Devin Butchino looking low under Cody Moore for this first place spot. He falls back in line in that second place spot. I do not think we've seen the end of that 68, though. Isaiah Gill, Logan Hagerman, Blake Hensley, all there as well. See Colin Willems joining the party. Man, this whole field's so tight running with each other. Great run for Devin Butchino coming off of turn number 2. Butchino, great corner exit speed. That is going to be the key for him to get under Cody Morris to get a good run off the corner. Once again, Devin Butchino right on the back bumper of Cody Moore. And I do think we are at the portion of the race where we are going to start seeing drivers be a lot more aggressive, start using the chrome horn a lot more to move drivers, and we may see Devin do that to Cody Moore here. These two have been battling with each other all season long up front. Guess you could say those two are rivals. You see Colin Willems coming into the pits, and oh no! He gets loose! What in the world happened to Colin Willems? Looks like it was actually Kyle Mays was the start of all this. So we see Colin Willems already had that rear end damage. So look at this right here. You see Kyle Mays just gets a big run, sends it right into the back of Colin Willems, and this is just going to create a huge checkup. Mays gets in the right. Then we see Mays comes back up the track. Nudie gets involved. That is very, very, very unfortunate. Got green flag pit stops going on. Cody Moore exits the pits. Then it's Bushino. Then it's Provolt. Then it's Hagerman. Then it's Isaiah Gill. Cody Moore will be in 9th now. 8 drivers stayed out. That's Blake Hensley, Bobby Mays. Or no, we see Nicholas Trader, Cheeseburger both coming in now. So that will leave just 7 drivers, which is Blake Hensley, Bobby Mays, Brian Nudie, Brandon White, Eddie Morris, and Zachary Cox. Now remember, make sure to check out our website, intensitybroadcasting.com. There you can find shirts, hats, mugs, mouse pads, stickers, photo paper posters from your favorite broadcaster. We have a bunch of different collections. We have the Intensity Broadcasting collection. We have the At-Least Racing collection. I actually run in real life, so you can purchase all of my merchandise on intensitybroadcasting.com. There is also the Auto Racing Novelty t-shirt section. You can find classics like Pucker Moment, PD Powered, Cautions Breed Cautions, Race Car Money, Big Bushy Bearings. We have the League collections, and you can purchase shirts from the Original Rebels, SCSRA, Thunderstruck, Mayhem Racing League, and Extreme Forces. Especially make sure to check out the SCSRA collection, because of course you're watching SCSRA tonight, and you can buy an SCSRA sticker, an SCSRA shirt, or a SCSRA photo paper poster. And also, attention, if you are a racer in real life, and if you are interested in getting some merchandise to have at the track to give to your fans and to supporters, or to give away, feel free to contact us, and we can put all of your merchandise on our website. And pretty much what you can do is you can give the link to your family, your friends, your fans, or whatever, and they can go to our website and purchase it directly from there. And if they live out of town, so you don't have to deliver it to them yourself, you can just have them order and it can get mailed right to their doors. So if you're interested in us working on some merchandise for you for your real life racing, feel free to let us know. Contact us on Facebook and we will get everything set up for you. We are getting ready to go back green here. Blake Hensley will elect to restart on that outside. Green flag is back out there. We see Blake Hensley taking off. We see a huge checkup on the restart, and that will bring out the caution. We'll take a look at the Marco's Pizza Wreckage Rewind to see exactly what happened on that restart. Alright, so let's see what happens here. So looks like Bobby Mays misses a shift or something, and this will just check up the entire bottom lane. Morris gets into Nudie, Moore gets into Morris, and this, man. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Bobby Mays there. He must have just missed a shift or something. Let me look at his onboard cam. Yeah. Man. That is unfortunate. A lot of drivers hoping to get a great restart there. We saw some drivers get involved in that one. Biggest involvement is Cody Moore, who is coming into the pits now in that number 52 machine. He's going to get a fast repair and some fuel for that number 52 machine. See Josh Hall in the pits, getting some tires, actually. We see Rosenberger Studios on YouTube. He says, "Dang it, Bobby!" Yeah, that's unfortunate there. Again, I'm not sure exactly what happened to Bobby. I just know that he did not get the jump that he wanted. I don't know if he either missed the restart or just missed a shift, and that just caught. I'm guessing he just missed a shift there. Which, hey, that happens to the best of us. I know I've done it. Yeah, Cody is definitely going to have something to say about that for sure. I know he's probably in the iRacing chat talking about it right now. Lights on the pace car are off. We are getting ready to go back green here. Blake Hensley will be the control car. He restarts on the outside. Then below him it is Brandon White. And then behind them it is Zachary Cox and Bobby Mays. Right now your top four has a combined 1 win this season. That 1 win was Zachary Cox at Texas. Alright, green flag is back out. Looks like we had a little bit of a better restart there. Blake Hensley takes off side by side between Brandon White and Bobby Mays. We see Bobby Mays gets into the outside wall a little bit. Brandon White gets by. He is to second place, but Zachary Cox right behind him, trying to get up there. Here comes Brian Nudie as well. He's currently side by side with Bobby Mays for that 4th place spot. Mays with the nose on the outside. See Brian Nudie go, oh no! Contact! Bobby Mays! Big wreck! Wow. What an incident right there. It all happened so fast. We're gonna look at the wreckage rewind to see exactly what happened. But Bobby Mays not having the night that he wanted. Here's a look at what happened. We see heading into turns 3 and 4, I believe. Cox gets into the outside wall and Bobby Mays just has nowhere to go. And this will just create a domino effect. Butchino gets involved. Eddie Morris gets involved. Brett Merle into the inside safer barrier. Nicholas Trader plows in Eddie Morris. Kyle Mays, wow. A lot of big names getting involved in that one. Rosenberger Studio said, playoff mover of the night so far, Eddie Morris, bravo. What the heck? You jinxed him. Come on, Rosenberger. We'll see what happens. If you say another driver's name, I'm pretty sure they're going to probably wreck. Be careful. Why aren't you racing tonight? I know you're normally in all of our Xfinity Series races. Blake Hensley continues to lead here at Bristol Motor Speedway, looking to get his first win of the season here tonight. Oh boy. This is cough cough. Will Witt is doing great. Well, now Will Witt is going to wreck. Come on. Poor Will Witt. He just got Rosenbergered. Oh, I got you, man. Hope your back gets better. Well, here we go. Blake Hensley elects to restart on the bottom. Outside of him, it will be Brandon White, and then behind him is Brian Newty, Devin Bucciano. Freshest tires out of your top four is Bucciano, who came in 16 laps ago. So watch out for him. Blake Hensley, the control car. Green flag is back out, and there we see Hensley taking off. We are side by side between Brian Newty and Devin Bucciano for this third place spot. Newty actually able to get under Brandon White for second. 19 laps to go. Brandon White still remains in that second place spot, but a big run for Brian Newty on the bottom. He is right there. Brandon White still with the nose on the outside, but continuing to try to get a good run is Brian Newty. Your top four, all non-playoff drivers. Good run on the bottom for Devin Bucciano. Ooh, getting a little bit of squirrely. It is Brandon White. Remember, Devin Bucciano has fresher tires. Here comes Will Witt. And another caution flag is out here at Bristol. 9th caution of the race. Very, very tough race so far here tonight. Here's a look at what happened. We were side by side between Nicholas Trader and Kyle Mays. And heading into 1 and 2. We see Trader just comes up into that 55 machine, gets airborne into the outside wall. Brian Merle Jr. nowhere to go, plows straight into that Cayman Jack Margarita Camaro. Rosenberger Studio says, I'm pulling for the Mays boys. Let's go. Well, come on. You just jinxed Kyle Mays. No wonder he got in that wreck. Coming to an end. Guys are going to push. I agree. Coming to the last 10 laps of tonight's event, we're going to see a lot more drivers using that front bumper, using that chrome horn to make moves, and a lot more take than give. That's for sure. Not like it hasn't been all race long. We have seen a ton of tight racing throughout this event. We haven't really had a very long green flag run. But again, on this restart, probably gotta watch out for Devin Bucciano and Will Witt. They have the freshest tires. Blake Hensley ran in the first 4 races of the season, and we had not seen him since then. But he has made his grand return to the National Series, and boy, has he made a statement, leading majority of the laps here tonight between him and Cody Moore, and looking to try to finish it out here in these last 10 laps. He will have to fend off Devin Bucciano and Will Witt, so watch out for Brandon White, Brian Nudie, Isaiah Gill, Cody Moore also lurking a little bit behind. I know Isaiah Gill is missing that nose, but I've seen crazier looking cars win at a Bristol race. Pace car is in. Green flag is back out. There we see Blake Hensley taking off. We see Brandon White taking advantage of starting behind the control car, and he gets a great run. And he is now right on the back bumper of Hensley, trying to set up a pass, looking high, looking low. Again, this is a 2-groove track, so he can make a pass on either the high side or the low side. Brandon White looking to see what Hensley's doing, where he's braking, where he's lifting and getting back in the gas. But one thing he's especially looking out for with Hensley, he's waiting for Hensley to make a mistake. We see Devin Bucciano looking low under Brandon White as we head through turns 3 and 4. Bucciano to the rear quarter panel of that 19 machine. Good run on the outside for Will Witt. Once again, Bucciano and Will Witt, great run on the outside. He is able to get under Brandon White, and he is clear. Will Witt to the 2nd place spot, trying to hold off Brandon White, who is behind him and currently in 3rd. Will Witt looking for a great performance tonight, as he is one of our championship contenders. Got 1 win this season, and that was at Eldora. Will Witt to the back bumper, looking low as we head through turns 3 and 4 side by side. Witt with the nose, great battle between him and Hensley. Who's going to outbrake each other heading into the corner? Looks like that is Will Witt. And he is able to get clear with 2 laps to go. Will Will Witt be able to get his 2nd win of the season here tonight? He is starting to get... Oh, no! Not what Will Witt wanted to see. The caution flag is out. That is exactly what Will Witt was hoping would not happen. So side by side, coming off of turn number 4 between Eddie Morris and Brett Merle. Looks like there's some net code between... Oh, that... I was looking at the wrong thing. This actually happened with Craig Schroeder coming off of 4, pushes up the track into that outside wall. Gets into Gill. This is right in front of Todd Mays, who has nowhere to go. Cody Moore gets involved. Here comes Brett Murrell plowing through. Todd Mays even gets some airtime. Brian Murrell Jr. gets involved. Nicholas Trader. If you have a 0x after tonight's event, I will be extremely surprised. There is not a driver on track without a bump, a scrape, or a battle bruise. That's for sure. I feel like every single driver in the field has gotten into at least one wreck in tonight's event. Yeah, that caution coming out really added some drama to this finish. We will have a green-white checkered. This is Will Witt with those freshies. Yeah, those fresh tires certainly make a difference, as we saw there. Will Witt way faster than Blake Hensley. Watch out for Devin Bucchino, though. He is on the same lap tires as Will Witt. He's going to try to get by Hensley here on this next restart. He will start directly behind the control car, which is Will Witt. And for those of you who don't know how a green-white checkered works, it's pretty self-explanatory. The green flag will come out. They will make one circuit around the track, and the next time they cross the start-finish line, it will be the white flag. 1 lap to go. They will make one more circuit around the track, and as they cross the start-finish line, the checkered flag will wave, and those will be the final results. But if a wreck happens before 1 to go, we will re-rack them, restack them, and restart. But if a wreck happens after the lap counter hits 1 to go, we will race the rest of the way. So here we go. Will Witt will elect to restart on the outside. Below him will be Blake Hensley, and then behind them it is Devin Bucchino and Brian Nudie. Now, one key thing to watch out for is that high side. Will Witt and Brian Nudie are starting one in front of the other, and those two are teammates. Pace car is in. Will Witt, the control car. Green flag back out here at Bristol. There we see him taking off. Brian Nudie, a great restart on that outside. He is side by side between him and Blake Hensley. Nudie with the nose on that outside lane. Nudie with the fresher tires, and white flag is out. Brian Nudie is able to get by him. Here comes Bucchino looking low under Blake Hensley, but coming off of turn number 4, Will Witt will get his second win of the season here tonight at Bristol. Brian Nudie finishes second. Blake Hensley in a photo finish between him and Devin Bucchino. He will squeak out a third. Hard to believe that this is Will Witt's first asphalt win of the season. His only other win came in Eldora, which, as many of you know, that is dirt. So here he is burning it down. First win for YXU since the playoff opener at Richmond. Cody was ejected. Yeah, this is not the race that Cody Moore wanted to see tonight. So right now, after tonight's event, it's looking like Will Witt, Eddie Morris, and Todd Mays are the favorites to advance to the final 3. Anything can happen, though, next week at Dover. But Colin Willems finished in 23rd, last place. Saw Cody Moore finished in 17th and Josh Hall 15th. All of them having very, very, very rough races here tonight. And Will Witt, he is second place in points after tonight's event. He should be able to get to the top of the point standings. And actually, Will Witt, he is locked in to the final 3 with this win. So our first driver out of 3 has been decided for the final round. And here we go, Blake Hensley in the waiting room. We're going to go ahead and pull him in, the man from Monroe, Kentucky. Blake, this is Atlee in the broadcasting room. Do you have a copy?
What's going on, man?
Doing pretty good up here in the booth, and looks like you were doing pretty good out on track. I know this is your first race back in this series in a while, and you certainly made some noise here tonight. You only made 1 pit stop here tonight, and that was at around lap number 41. You're able to make it the rest of the way, and with all those cautions, you were able to stay up front for a lot of tonight's event, and the wrecks just kept on happening and happening and happening. You were continuing to be able to stay up front, but eventually we saw fresh tires got by you, Will Witt, Brian Nudie, and you were still able to hold off, though, Devin Butchino there at the finish and take that 3rd place spot. I mean, great race. I mean, what was your take?
You know, I wasn't really planning to make it a one-stopper. I pit there at lap 40 and planned on saving tires and was driving it pretty easy and found my way back up to the front. And lap 80 or so, whenever they all pit, I seen them all dive down. I'm like, well, you know, I'm gonna take a chance and stay out, see what happens. Stayed out, led some laps. You know, I don't really know what to say. Would have made a difference if it went green. Tires would have got me eventually. You know, it's just one of those deals. You know, just taking a chance and hoping it paid off. And luckily, it paid off enough for a top 3. So that's enough to satisfy me, man.
Now, Bristol, I know a lot of drivers have said it's like driving a fighter jet in a gymnasium. Is this one of the most difficult short tracks on the platform?
Yeah, for sure. It's one of my favorites also, though. It's just, you know, the matter of taking the car and taming it down to the small space it's confined in. Makes for a real challenge. It's always been one of my favorite short tracks to race. I've always ran pretty well here, and you know, came in tonight expecting a pretty good run. Wasn't expecting quite a top 3 run, but very satisfied with the finish, even so.
Now, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, of course, thanks to my beautiful girlfriend. She's sitting right here beside me, watching us all go down. Let me race tonight. Premier Racing Setups. Proud to be able to drive for them, represent the brand. Stephen Black and Skylord Graphics and Cyclone Racing. This is the last year of Cyclone. Proud to be able to have driven for Cyclone for the last 2-3 seasons. Looking forward to next season also with CCM Racing Team, Brian Nudie, Eddie Morris, Joe Wright, and a couple others. Looking forward to next season. Pretty good wrap up to the end of the season tonight, though.
Well, again, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight, Blake. Have a great rest of your night.
You too, Adler. Thank you, brother.
Let's now pull in your 2nd place finisher, the man from Santa Rosa, California. It is Mr. Brian Nudie. Brian, this is Atlee in the broadcasting room. Do you have a copy?
I got you, buddy.
Awesome. Well, great race for you tonight. I know you were definitely one of the favorites coming into tonight's event. I know you won one of our other short track races earlier this season at Richmond, and I know you didn't get the starting position that you wanted, and 13th, and you had a bit of an up and down race getting involved in some of the incidents, but in the end there, you were able to get up to the top 5 and stay out of some of the mess, and you were able to get by Blake Hensley there at the end and got up to 2nd place. Couldn't quite get up to your teammate Will, and you had older tires, but considering everything that went down tonight, still great performance. So, I mean, how do you feel about tonight's event?
Tonight's race was just absolutely nuts. I mean, I went to the back, to the front again, got caught up in a wreck. I had to go back to the back again, drove back to the front, got caught up in another wreck, had to drive back through the front again, and I'm just honestly surprised I was able to get 2nd. And just awesome that my teammates able to get a win and is locked into the final round, even though my other teammates had a pretty rough go at it tonight.
Now, what do you think you maybe could have done differently tonight to maybe change the result?
Qualified better. Qualifying was everything. I qualified so poorly. I screwed up coming off turn 4, my qualifying thing, and it just kind of put me back. And basically, right from the get-go, I was just trying to claw back towards the front. I was involved in that lap 3 caution, so I was just uphill climb from lap 3 on.
Gotcha. Well, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Oh, as always, I gotta thank my beautiful wife for letting me do this. My kids, I'm sure they're watching right now. And then also got to give a shout out to you guys up in the booth. You guys do an awesome job. Shout out to my YXU teammates. Will getting the win. That's awesome. Sucks about Colin. He ended up wrecking out. So hopefully he can still get a good race next week or win and lock himself in. And hopefully it's 1, 2, 3 YXU guys next week in the or for the final race in the championship in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that would be crazy. There's definitely potential for that to happen, but still, great race tonight, and hopefully you can finish out this season strong. Are you still in contention for the truck championship?
Yep. Because I won yesterday, so it locks me in. So I'm ready to go for the truck championship next week.
Awesome. Well, good luck in your efforts, Brian.
Yep. Thank you very much, sir.
Yep. Have a great rest of your night.
Yep. You too.
Thank you. And now let's pull in your winner, the man from Wisconsin, Dells, Wisconsin. It is Will Witt. Will, this is Atlee in the broadcasting room. Do you have a copy?
Loud and clear.
Awesome. Well, I know you came up a little bit short last week at Talladega, but you ended up picking up the win here at the Last Greek Coliseum tonight and getting your first ever asphalt win of the season. Had a great race all race long, running up front in the top 10, and like a lot of drivers tonight, it was a bit of a roller coaster race, up and down. I know you came in at lap number 42, 16, and then 26, and had that final 42 lap stint, and you had the fresher tires out of the top 5 compared to Nudie and Hensley, so that definitely gave you a little bit of an advantage, and you're able to get up to Hensley there in those last few laps and hold off Nudie. And again, second win of the season, first asphalt win. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels great. I'm stoked for this. Like, I was shaking. You know, that caution came out for the green-white checker, and I was so upset. I was like, I knew I had that race. But, oh, man, yeah, like you said, it was a roller coaster night. Front, back, couple wrecks. I mean, you know, our teammates got caught up in stuff. I got caught up in stuff. It was one of them nights you never knew what was going to happen.
Well, I mean, what do you think makes you so good at Bristol, and do you think this track really caters to your driving style?
I don't know if I'm so good here. I know there were some guys. I know Cody got caught up in a wreck. He had speed all night. You know, I think he was the guy to beat. Pacino was fast all night too. I think I was just in the right place at the right time, and I had the right set of tires. I'm not the best here. I'm good here, but there's guys that are so much faster in short tracks. I think tonight was just a lot of being in the right place at the right time and having a clean car at the end.
Gotcha. Well, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Oh, absolutely. First off, Falcon Graphics for the 6 paint scheme. Each and every week I run this one. I love it. I got to thank my teammates. I know they had a rough night. Short track tempers are flaring tonight, I will say that. Cody, Colin, Brian, we got Nick Trader coming in. Obviously, you up at the booth, you do a great job week in and week out.
And I know with this win, you were locked into the final 3, so you can just hang out next week at Dover and then get set for the season finale. So good luck in your efforts to win the championship, Will.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, this takes a big weight off my shoulders.
Absolutely. So, again, congrats on the win. Have a great rest of your night, Will.
Hey, thanks, you too.
Yep, thank you. Well, that will do it for tonight's event. First of all, got to thank SCSRA for allowing us to broadcast all of their races. And, of course, got to thank their admin team, Brian Nudie, Eddie Morris, Michael Provolt, and Sylvan Seguin for all that they do behind the scenes. Many people don't realize all the important things that they do, from creating graphics to making the point standings to just dealing with all the stuff, all the adminning stuff. So shout out to all of the league admins for all that they do for this league. And, of course, none of this wouldn't be possible without our viewers. So thank you to everyone who tuned in to watch tonight's broadcast. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as that we greatly appreciated. We're trying to reach our goals of 2,500 followers on Facebook, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and 1,000 followers on Twitch. Also, make sure to check out our Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. We're always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there. I was having a good discussion with some of our fans tonight about SRX. So if you want to be a part of some of those discussions, make sure to follow us on Twitter. And also, make sure to check out our web store, intensitybroadcasting.com. There you can find all of our Intensity Broadcasting merch, my iRacing Real Life, so you can find all of my real life racing merchandise on there. You can find all of the auto racing novelty shirts and the league collections, especially make sure to check out the SCSRA collection, which has SCSRA stickers, shirts, photo paper, posters, and also if you race in real life and you want to get some merchandise that your family, your friends, your fans to wear, and you want to get it shipped right to their doorstep, then make sure to contact us and we can get everything squared away. We'll design everything and we'll put everything on our stores, and all you have to do is just send the link to your family, friends, and supporters, and they can get it shipped right to their door. I'm Atlee Atman-Leeson on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.